Hello everyone, welcome to next section of our video. In this section we will start seeing the development of our quiz app. So this will be a very basic app which I'll develop in Android Studio, and it will show you how you can build your apps for Android 6, Marshmallow, Android 7 devices. And the purpose of development of this quiz app is that the beginners who are new to Android can even understand the very basic concepts of how to develop a end-to-end app. Since now we have already seen in our last sections that how you can write a Java files, to understand the concepts of class, methods. You have already known that how Android Studio can be used, what are the different features, what are the different components that are present in the Android Studio. Now it's a time to develop a end-to-end Android app. So in this video I'll show you how you can develop a quiz app. So these are the various sections which I am going to cover for the development of this quiz app, and this will give you a very good understanding of developing an Android app, and by referring this you can develop as many of advanced level app. And anyways we are going to develop many more apps which will be advanced apps and which will be executed for Android 6, 7 and now it's Android 8 devices as well. So the topics which I am going to cover for this quiz app are: first we'll see the introduction part, that what exactly this app will do, what is the basic purpose of this app, what are the project setup is required for this quiz app. So in the first video we'll just set up some initial project setup we'll do for the quiz app, how we can working with the main activity class for quiz app. So main activity class are the basic files or the class files which we'll develop for this quiz app, and how we can embed methods for quiz app. So now as you have already known the concepts of methods and classes in Java, now I'll implement those methods for development of the Android apps. How you can access views for quiz app, so I'll tell you the concepts of views as well in through this quiz app. So what are views in Android Studio, how the views are basically used for Android app development, and we'll also work with my answer activity class for quiz app. So this is another class file which will be required for our quiz app. Different layout types and the relative layout. So basically what are the different layout types which are used for your Android app development. So I'll basically cover the layouts which are used in our quiz app, and I'll also tell you that what are other layout types available, so that in future if you develop some other apps you will have an understanding for which kind of requirement you need to develop which type of layout. So now next will be a positioning the text in the linear layout. So basically for this quiz app we'll develop linear layout, and how we can position the text in the linear layout I'll tell you that about that. And accessing on click listener to a button, so how we can implement a on click listener on click of a button, because this is a quiz app, so this will have a button. On click of that button some answers will pop up, so we'll see that as well. And then last will be, once our app is developed, how we can build and run the app in Android virtual device. So I'll show you in Android virtual device as well as in a Genymotion device how you can just run your app. So let's begin our next section, and I'll just cover all these topics and you'll have a good understanding of this app. So thank you. So in this section basically we'll build an Android app which will run on all the Android 6, 7 and now the 8 devices has come in the market. There is the Android O device as well. So this will be a very simple quiz app which will not ask for any permission during installation. By permission I mean to say that for, as you are aware, from all the devices Marshmallow and Nougat and O devices, it asks for some basic permissions while you do some installation of your app, first time installation of the app in your mobiles. So this will be a very basic app. It will not put any kind of permission in this app. When we are going to develop some advanced level app, we'll definitely provide some permission, and I'll show you how you can implement those permissions. So in this section basically this will be a very simple quiz app which will pop up some answers to on click of the button. So as we can see with this picture diagram I have just shown you how exactly our end app will look like once the development is complete. So as you can see, there is a button like click on fruits name. So once I click on this button, there will be different fruits name which will pop up. So there will be some answers to our quiz. So this will be a very simple quiz app. So this app will provide you complete end-to-end understanding of Android app development, and then we will move to next section to build our most advanced level app. So here we will also create how we'll see like how we can create the activity classes, as I have told you in my previous video. So we will see that what all activity classes are required for this app, what different layouts are required, what are different views are required for this app. So we'll also see all this thing, and we will understand the concepts of views and layout with real-time implementation of the app. So this will give you you will come across all the new terminology which are used in Android app development. You will have a very good understanding of that, and you will develop this app which will be a basic quiz app. So let's begin the next section and start development of our project setup and see how our quiz app works. So thank you, and let's see you in the next section. I'll tell you the project setup for the quiz app. Before that, I want to tell you something like we should always understand some terms before we start actual coding. So whenever you are developing any app, you should, before writing any code, we should start writing any code. Let's take a few minutes to talk about how we want our app to work. So this is not only for this app which I am doing, but in future also, whenever you develop any app, you should take few minutes to talk about how you want your app to work. This will give you an understanding, a workflow and a structure in your mind, like how your app will be developed, what all files will be required for the development of those apps, and it will give you a better understanding rather than just jumping into the code. So anytime you are going to create any new app, we should always take some time to think about the features, which are like what all features will be available for your app and we want to include, and how we might design them as a cohesive apps. So we should not directly jump into the code, rather we should fully understand the journey and we are about to embark on. So that's the normal way of doing any coding. We should not directly jump into the code. We should understand first the proper flow of the app, what all features I want to include in my app, and then I should design those things in my mind or on a pen or a paper. Then I should start my coding. So your coding becomes much more easier. So we should understand all the terms and don't miss anything obvious which will make our job more complex, because if you directly go and jump into the code, it will make your job more complex. You'll not be able to understand why are we writing this class file. So it will be a kind of mess for you. So better you understand the proper workflow, what you want to do, and then you start jumping into the code. So same for our quiz app as well. I'll first tell you that what exactly we are going to do and why we need this files. So basically, as I told you, our quiz app will be a simple app which will pop up some answers on click of the button, and it will give you some answers, random answers. So it will be basically, I'll click on fruits name, as we have seen. This will be this is like click on fruits name, and some fruits name will pop up. So basically for this app, as you can see from this screen, I'll need a main file, that is a main activity class file, because as you know, whenever we create an Android app, by default one activity class is created, that is the main activity class, which will hold your main activity and that will correspond to the screen layout. So this complete screen layout comes out from your main activity class. And then next you need answers. You need to hold your answers in some other class, because it will pop up some answers, because on click of this button some answers will pop up. So you need a class for holding these answers. So we will create another class for holding these answers. So there will be another, so that will be your my answers activity class. And then you need a layout, how your app will look like. So you need to create one layout file. So basically, if I break down my class files, layout files, what are required, I need 3 project files for developing our app. So that will be your first is your two class files I need. One is your main activity.java file, which will basically hold your main activity class, your my answers.java file that will hold all the answers which will be displayed on click of the button, and next your layout file that will be your activity main.xml file. So it will have the complete layout of your app and how you want your app to look like. So this is how it will be developed. So let's see, and so for that I'll just show you in Android Studio as well, like these are the basic files which has been developed and how it looks like. So as you can see, this is my app, and so here I'll have my two files, main activity and my answer activity, and next is your layout, so activity main.xml. So these are the three main files which we need for creation of our app. So as you know that Android is a collection of software component which runs on mobile devices. So in this section showing application creation, like the application name, project name, package name, so all this I think we have already covered in our previous section, so I'll not just repeat those again. So how you can create a new project, new package, we'll just jump into the code and we'll see how we can write the code files for this app. So thank you, and let's see you in the next section. What kind of methods are used in Java and what is the concepts of methods. So here I'll tell you what method is used for our app and how it's implemented. So as you can see, as I have told you, like we first will just concentrate on lines 18, 19 and 20. So as we can see over here, this line, protected void on create bundle saved instance. So first we'll understand what this line is doing, and then we'll move ahead to the next sections. So in case of any Android app development, the method which is called is on create. So this is the method which is called, and when the activity is first called, first created basically. So whenever you create your activity, first time the activity is created, so your on create method will be called by default. Since this main activity is the only activity in our Android app, it means that this on create method will be called when our app is first created. So as I have told you, so this main activity.java will be the only activity which our Android app will be using. So this on create method will be called when our app is first created. Then the on create method is a type of method that performs an action but does not return any kind of results. So that is indicated by the void keyword. So this is the void keyword. As I told you, method either returns a value or it will not return any value. Any method that doesn't return any value is always indicated by a void keyword, means it will not return any value. So here our on create method does not return any kind of value. So if the results were to be returned, then the data type of the result would be here instant, like so if this method has to return some value, the data type would have been like this, as we have done in our examples. So like this int, where we have used this type of result. So here basically you can see data type for add num method. So this is add num is a method, and it has two parameters, as you can see, int a and int b. So the defined by the integer value, and but in our app the method has a single parameters which is called, so we'll see which is the single parameter which is there in our app. So our method has a single parameter which is known as saved instance, and whose data type is bundled, and again the body of the method is surrounded by the curly braces. So this is how this is the method starting, and this is the closing brace. So this is the concept of it. So we have seen that on create method doesn't return any value. It has just a single parameter saved instance, and its data type is bundle, and it is surrounded by a curly braces. Now let's understand the important line, which is line number 20, which shows how to call a method. So this is the way how we can call your method. So as you can see, set content view, means how your app view will look like. So the call is to a method named set content view. So set content view is a method. When we hover the method set content view, we can see that it's asking for a, so here if I put r.layout, layout is nothing but what kind of layout our main activity class will be using. So here you can see it already gives me a hint that we already have a layout or activity layout file, which is activity underscore main file, which I already told you these are the 3 files which we'll use. So I'll just click on this and it will be using activity main.xml file. So inside the parenthesis is the parameter of the method, and it's telling this activity to use the activity main layout as its content view. So it's telling that we have to use this layout as its content view. So whatever you write the layout, this is where the activity main.layout XML file gets attached to this main activity. So this is how the attachment is done. So you already have this activity main.xml file, if you can see over here inside the layout directory, and here we are not doing anything, we are just attaching this layout to the main activity class. Now as the layout is attached, we can work with the layout and change it as per our requirements. So whatever changes I make to this activity main.xml, those changes will be reflected in our main screen. So I'll just open this file as well. So this is our main activity, this is our activity main.xml file. So anyways, this I'll explain in more details, like we'll change some names, we'll change color and everything, and our main screen will change as per this layout. Now next thing is that now as the layout is attached, we can work with the layout and change it as per requirements. Now we need some IDs which are assigned against a text view and a button view. As you can see, we have some text view, we have button views. So those are attached to our, so those are some IDs which are attached to the text view and button view. We need to tell the button what we need to do when we tap on it. So these are some of the functionality we need to tell the button what it will do. So for that we need to attach some ID. So in the next section, we'll add some more code to this main activity class and make our app perform the desired functionality we want. So I'll tell you how the views get attached, what are the concepts of view in our next section. So thank you and see you in the next section. And how we can access those views in our app. We saw in our previous videos, we saw like how layout gets attached to our main activity class, and now we want to access the views in our layout. So what kind of view we want to be our app to be shown. So from the code and alternate them so that when we click on the button, displays an answer in a text level view. So the views which we will be accessing in our app is, there are 2 views. One is the text view, so where our answer label will be displayed, and one is next is the button view, which is the click of that button, that answers will be displayed. So for that we will use 2 views. So let's see by looking at our code in Android Studio, so you'll understand it better. So as we have seen, this is the onCreate method. We have understand this. This is the body of the method. We'll start writing our code from here. Here our layout has already got attached to our main activity class. Now here we will start writing or declaring our view. So before that, I'll just comment it out, and in the next line I'll add text view variable and button variable. So for that I'll first comment, and I'll write over here that declare view variables and assign them the views from the layout file. So this we are going to do. Now our next thing what we are going to do is we will just declare our view variables. So first I'll add a text view variable, and add a answer label. So our answer label will be a text view. So for that, I'll again show you our app so you can understand it better. So this was our app. So as you can see the name orange, so this is a text view because this is a text, so this will be declared in a text view. And this is a button view, click fruits name. So since this is a button, on click of this the answers will be displayed. So this is the button view. So for this text view we have to first declare this text view variable as a data type. So if we use a text view as a data type instead of a string, so in Android that's the difference. So in Android app development, for displaying any kind of text, you have to declare a text view variable in the same way as we declare other strings or int variable. Only thing is that we use a text view as a data type instead of a string. So let's go and declare that. So I'll just add text view. Android intelligence already give me this thing. Text view is equals to, this is answer label. I'll just clear it as answer label. And the next one will, let's add a button called the answer button. So button get answer. So this is the get answer button. So here I am getting an error, so I'll just write it again. So I can see this is my, so this is. So as you can see, as I added this two variables, I declared this. On the click of this, I already my two of the packages, you can say, are already imported over here. But for your case it will not be done because there are some settings which has to be done so that automatically it imports those packages and it doesn't give you any kind of error in your code. So whenever you get some error under our data types, that's because we haven't told our main activity class what a text view and a button view is. So suppose I go on and delete these two statements. So see, you can see over here it cannot resolve this thing because it doesn't understand that what main activity class, what a text view and a button is. So in Java you need to reference the definition of your data type by using a import statement. So by default, class only knows about simple data types like strings, number, int, and we need to explicitly import other data types like we have done over here, text view, button view. These are some other data types and we have to explicitly import those data types. So let's expand the import statement, and import statement has for package name, and we will not remember all the package names. So Studio has given us the provision to organize the packages by right clicking on the text view and selecting the option. So one option is this one. You can do it in this way. You can organize the import, or you can see what it's giving. So as you can see, it's giving me an error because it has not identified the data type for this. So what I can do in Android Studio, the simplest way to fix this kind of issue is you can just click on this, and what you can do, you can press Alt Enter for a Windows machine and it will automatically just import. It already asks me for import a class, so I'll just import it, and it's automatically importing these two classes. You can see for button view it's already imported this one, for text view it's already imported this one. Another way of doing it automatically the required packages, I'll tell you other options where you just don't need to do all this. Whenever you declare any kind of new variable or new data type, it will Studio will automatically understand and it will automatically add those packages. So for that, what you have to do, just go on the file option here on the left hand side. In the file option, just go on settings over here. In settings, you have this option as general. just expand that option general, you have an option of auto import. So check this option and you can see over here insert import on paste. So what you have to do, you have to just do it as all, so it will do for everything, and tick this all options. So you have to tick add ambiguous imports on the fly, so it will just automatically add it, and optimize imports on the fly, and do a OK for this. So it will automatically add this thing. So once I delete this again, so you can see it's automatically added because it identified this one. I'm just going to delete it again, and if I click it, so it's automatically added again. I just don't need to add it. So this is the most important benefit of doing this, and this way you can add your imports on the fly. So in the next section we will continue accessing our views in our app and see how we can write more lines of code to this, and how we can see how the text view and the button view are used. So thank you, and see you in the next section.